In Washington today, President Obama used his sharpest language yet as he repeated that he would use military force to stop Iran from building an atomic bomb.
Veteran diplomat Dennis Ross is the former Middle East envoy. What do you think the president meant when he said, "I don't bluff"?
He thinks pretty carefully about his words, and when he chooses his words, they're by design. They're not by accident.
Meant to send assurances to the Israelis?
I think he meant to send a message to everybody, not just the Israelis.
My friends, Israel has waited, patiently waited, for the international community to resolve this issue. We've waited for diplomacy to work. We've waited for sanctions to work. None of us can afford to wait much longer.
Journalist Jeffrey Goldberg, who talks frequently with senior Israeli and U.S. officials, is national correspondent for The Atlantic.
I think it's highly plausible that Israel would decide to strike Iran's nuclear facilities sometime this year.
Austin Long is a defense analyst and assistant professor at Columbia University.
The Israelis have a really robust military capability to destroy the key parts of the Iranian nuclear facility or the nuclear program.
Last week, the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, promised swift retaliation if any Iranian nuclear sites are hit.
We do not possess nuclear weapons, nor will we make them. But in the face of enemy attacks, whether it is America or the Zionist regime, in defense of ourselves, we will attack them at the same level they have attacked us.
But there's argument about whether Iran would carry through on that threat.
If Iran should engage in a direct military attack against Israel, there is always the risk of U.S. involvement, and the Islamic Republic would do anything in its power to avoid U.S. intervention in such a conflict.
Ali Alfaneh, a resident fellow with the American Enterprise Institute in Washington, believes that risk would keep Iran from retaliating directly against Israeli military targets.
They know that if they start a conflict which would spin out of control and which would involve the United States, that would be a very, very costly conflict.